Judgment in the appeal, the Queen on the application of Borgas and the other, and the Secretary of State for Justice.
Lord Reid will explain the decision of the Court.
These appeals concern the legislation under which prisoners can be held in solitary confinement, also known as segregation. The basic question is whether the practice currently followed in prisons in England and Wales is compatible with the legislation. The relevant legislation is contained in prison rules approved by Parliament in 1999, which effectively repeated the terms of earlier rules. The rules allow a prison governor to order the segregation of a prisoner, but provide that the prisoner cannot be segregated for more than 72 hours without the authority of the Secretary of State. His authority can be given for a period of not more than 14 days, but can be renewed. The purpose of these rules was explained by the Court of Appeal in a case in 1992 and by the House of Lords in a case in 2007. The Secretary of State's authority is required as a safeguard for the prisoner to provide external oversight of his segregation by the prison management. For several years, however, the Secretary of State has operated a practice under which, after the governor has ordered segregation, authority for the segregation to continue after 72 hours is granted by the governor or other prison officers within the prison itself. In these appeals, the lawfulness of that practice is challenged by two prisoners who were segregated for periods of 6 or 7 months under that system. They also maintain that they were treated unfairly and in breach of their human rights, in that they were not given sufficient information about the reasons for their segregation to enable them to make representations. Their cases were dismissed by the High Court and the Court of Appeal. The Supreme Court unanimously allows their appeals in relation to the practice of having segregation beyond the first 72 hours authorized by governors or officers within the prison, and also in relation to the fairness of their treatment under the common law. Their argument in relation to human rights is rejected. In relation to the lawfulness of the practice followed, Counsel for the Secretary of State argued that the practice was permissible under a principle of constitutional law known as the Carl-Toner principle, which allows departmental officials to take decisions on behalf of ministers. A minister cannot take personally all the decisions which need to be taken by his department, and so this principle allows officials for whom he is constitutionally responsible to act in his name. The Court holds, however, that that principle has no application in the present context. The whole point of the prison rules requiring authority to be granted by the Secretary of State is to ensure oversight from outside the prison. It is permissible under the Carl-Toner principle for the authority to be granted on behalf of the Secretary of State by one of his officials, but it would defeat the purpose of the legislation if authority could be granted by governors or officers within the prison itself. In relation to fairness, it is accepted on behalf of the Secretary of State that prisoners who are segregated should usually be given a meaningful opportunity to make representations and should therefore be provided with information about why their segregation is considered necessary. The Court agrees, but finds that on the facts of these cases, the prisoners were not provided with as much information as they should have been given. Finally, in relation to human rights law, the right to a fair hearing under Article 6 of the European Convention on Human Rights applies where a person's civil rights are being determined. The Court concludes that while a prisoner has the right to challenge unlawful segregation, as these appeals demonstrate, the decision to impose segregation does not itself involve the determination of any civil right as understood in the context of the Convention. The result is that the Court grants a declaration that the segregation of each of the appellants beyond the initial period of 72 hours was not authorized by the Secretary of State and was therefore unlawful.